Hello, welcome back to How to Make a Game in Unity for Beginners. My name is Dustin, and last time what we did is we created a second level for our player to load into. This time what I want to do is I want to create basically just a start menu screen, something pretty simple, something that'll load up when somebody opens up the game and is getting ready to start playing. So first thing I want to do is in my scenes folder, I want to create a new scene. I'm going to call it main menu. I'm going to open up that scene, and in here I'm just going to create a new canvas. So I'm going to right click UI canvas, and on this canvas, if I go into 2D mode, so I want to change the scaler to scale with screen size. I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to create a new UI panel, and I'm going to make sure that that's stretched to the entire size of the screen. And on this panel, I'm going to create a text. I'm going to call this game title, and I'm going to change the text to, what do we want to call this game? We haven't really thought of that. How about we just call it cube game? Just like that. So I'm going to center it in our text box. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. I'm going to center it in our UI, and I'm going to bring it up some. I'm going to change the size to 50 is probably good. And then I'm going to change the color. I'm going to make it a little bit more of a white color. Now I'm going to make it straight black. Cube game. Now on our panel, I'm going to create another UI element. I'm going to create a button. And make this button just a little bit bigger. On the button, it should already automatically create a text box in here. I'm going to call this, I'm going to have this say start. I'm going to make this bigger. I'm going to make this a straight black. And I'm going to rename this button to start button. Just like that. Now I want to drag this down just a little bit more. And then what we're going to do is create a new script for this. We're going to right click in our scripts folder, create C# script, and we're going to call it main menu. So now, once it compiles, I'm going to attach this to our canvas. It'll finish compiling, attach to our canvas. And I'm going to open that up in Visual Studio. So now, what do I want to do? I want a reference to the button. So first we need to do, up at the top, we need to be using Unity engine.ui, and then I'm going to create a variable called public button. We're going to call it the start button. Like that. So now, what do we want to do? We want to create a new function down here. We're going to call it public void start game. Just like that. So now, what do we want to do when we start the game? We just really want to load up the first level. So let's say scene, oh, you know something? We also need a tag up here to be using our Unity engine. That's not engine. Dot scene management, and we want to say scene manager dot load scene, and the scene we want to load is level 1, just like that. And that's all we really need to get started here. So if I go ahead and save this, go back into Unity, let it compile, and on our canvas we should have a slot down here for our start button. So we just drag our start button into that slot, and now on our start button, if you go to the right under the button script that is already created when we create the button, it'll have this on-click function. So that'll happen whenever we click this button. So if we hit the arrow to add to list down here, we can drag in our canvas, which has our script on it that we want to use, and this little drop-down menu becomes active. We open it up, go to main menu, and start game. That's the function that we want to run on click. So now, if we hit Control Shift B, it'll bring up our build settings, add open scene, and now what I want to do is I want to take this scene, this main menu scene, and drag it all the way up to the top. Because what's going to happen, it's not going to happen in our Unity editor, but it'll happen when we build the game. If what's going to happen is whenever you start the game, after the game is built into whatever platform you want it built for, it'll automatically open up the very first scene in this build index. And that scene that we want it to automatically load up is the main menu. So we can close out of that, and if we hit play, it should open up to this scene, and if we hit start, it'll start up our game. Perfect. That's exactly what we want, and now we can play our game. And I think that's going to do it for this video. If you like this series, be sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below if you have any questions or comments or any ideas on what you want to add to this game or any ideas to make it any better. But other than that, I will see you next time.